Hey everyone, this is Caly with craftingcaly.wordpress.com. Thanks for joining me back here again for another card video. I am making a quick card here for a coworker whose birthday is coming up, and I decided to use a stamp set by My Favorite Things. And I just wanted to show you real quick here how I store my stamp sets. I store them in these sleeves, and sometimes the My Favorite Things stamps come a little bit longer, so I have to take them out of their original packages and put them on my own acetate sheets and then re-stamp the image so that I can see what I'm using on the front. Anyway, I am going to be using these Birthday Bears, and I'm going to be using some Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers to create a watercolor background. I have 3 different blues here, and I'll be linking the colors that I'm using below. So I'm just scribbling these colors onto some watercolor cardstock. And then I am using a Ranger mini mister to kind of spritz some water on there. And I go ahead and I heat set this, and I'm pushing the water around, and I kind of get some at the bottom there, which is fine. I'll go ahead and cover that up with the bears once I'm done coloring them. But this is the first time that I'm going to be using Zig Clean Color markers to also color the bears. So I'm a little bit nervous about it because I don't know how it's going to turn out. So bear with me here. I mask off the hand a little bit because I wanted it to look like he was holding, you know, the balloon more realistically. But I am using a brown here, a darker brown, and I'm just highlighting the darker areas, and I kind of want the light to come in from the right side. So most of the dark color is going to be on the left side, highlighting the darker portions of the bear here. So then I come in and I try to blend with a lighter brown. And you'll see also that as I'm blending, you kind of have to go over and over and over it so that you don't see line marks from the previous color strokes. So as I'm doing that, it is blending the darker brown, but then I also want more dark brown, so I kind of go over it again. And it's really trial and error here with what you want your coloring to look like. And I add a little bit of pink for the belly, and decided to go ahead and use my Ranger detailer brush to add some water to kind of fade out some of those coloring lines, but to also blend the colors a little bit better. And as I'm letting this dry, you'll see on this bear, as I'm coloring the smaller bear, that some of the red from the darker brown kind of bleeds a little bit and separates. So I kind of have to recolor the bear on the left by adding some more browns. But it's not a big deal. You just kind of have to play with it and be patient. Again, this is my first time playing with the coloring for the Zig Clean Color markers on an actual image. So anyway, I just wanted to try something new and play with it a little bit. For the balloon, I'm just using a red color, and I am blending it out with my Ranger detailer brush with some water. So it doesn't really need a whole lot of blending and the use of multiple colors. So here I'm drying it a little bit because I used the water, the detailer brush, and again, I have to go over it with some more browns just to get rid of that red that separated from the darker brown initially. So just play with it and just work on it until you like what you see. So I just, I stopped there. I didn't want to get the brown a little bit too dark on this image, but it does look a little bit darker in the video than it does in person. So yeah, just use some lighter browns if you don't like how dark this has come out. So I am crazy enough to fussy cut, but you know what? I think that some of those dies are a little bit too expensive, and I really much prefer stamp sets over, matching and coordinating dies. So if I can't justify it, I will fussy cut anything and everything, even the balloon string. So I decided to go ahead and prop this up with some Stampin' Up dimensionals, and I'll lay this larger bear over the water background that kind of went down a little bit too low there. And of course it's not ideal to, set my bear down there so low, but I kind of had to do it in order to cover up that watermark. So it turned out okay. Once I adhered this bear down, I went ahead and did the exact same thing with the smaller bear. And once I was done adhering these bears, I went ahead and stamped a sentiment towards the top. And I am going over the eyes with a black Jelly Roll pen just to bring out the eyes a little bit more. For the sentiment, I'm going to be stamping in Versafine ink because I want to emboss over this watercolor cardstock. I think it's always great to emboss your sentiments on the watercolor cardstock because it just brings out the image a little bit more. So I am stamping it in black Versamark ink and then embossing with clear powder. I've stated in the past why I like doing this. It's just because the image is just so much more crisp with Versafine ink, and also black powder tends to get everywhere, and you really don't want to ruin your card and all your hard work by getting little black speckles of powder all over your work. So this is why I like using the clear embossing powder to emboss my sentiments. And plus, I'm really bad about using the embossing buddy, if you haven't noticed. I always forget to grab it and prep my work before embossing, so I am really glad that I didn't mess anything up this time. To finish off my card, I am using some clear sequins it's by Sequins and Beads, and I purchased it through Simon Says Stamp, and there's several sizes in this moonshine color, which is a white clear iridescent sort of sequins. So I really like these a lot, and I think they're versatile and they go with everything. And again, I have adhered these sequins prior to adhering the layer piece to my card base. But anyway, my card base is my usual 110-pound Recollections, and I'm just going to score it at 5.5. And to adhere the layer to the base, I just add the adhesive from my ATG gun directly to the card base, and then I'm going to carefully layer the card on top of that card base, and that will finish up my card. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you like it, please hit like and also subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate everyone who is watching. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.